Hey folks, Craig Danger, Vinyl Record Play. Yeah! Back again and here to do the 2025 Funk and Soul Vinyl Tag, courtesy of John the 6-inch Pianist. I, of course, put his channel in the comments, so please check him out. Go subscribe. Dude is incredible. Apparently he has a 20,000 square foot house in order to store all of his records. Dude knows a lot. But he is behind the tag, and as he says, the vinyl community needs more funk and more soul. And you know what? Craig Danger's here to provide. He's also here to provide spills and potentially thrills. So I'm just going to say right up ahead of this whole thing, you better buckle up. And we're back, and just a note. I tagged a few people in the title of this video, so I'm hoping maybe those folks might want to participate. If not, well, maybe they'll watch the video and gotcha anyway. Gotcha, suckers. Gotcha. But again, the vinyl community, we need to see more funk and more soul records. A lot of rock records being shown by a lot of people. But you know what? Funk and soul doesn't get its due. So that's why we have things like, again, the Funk and Soul Vinyl Tag of 2025. So let's start her off. Let's show a Saturday night record to begin. I don't know. If you watch this channel, you know I'm talking about this all the time. How about Solon, Rawls, Lou, 1966. A David Axelrod production. David Axelrod, of course. Ooh, fantastic producer. If you were, maybe you are, maybe you aren't, sort of a hip-hop guy. Ooh, a lot of samples were the basis of so many jams. But again, his production style is just giant and fantastic, very unique. And of course, we got the voice, the man himself, Lou Rawls. This, of course, in my opinion, is his best record. And I put this jam on all the time. When I'm about to kick off a wild Craig Danger style Saturday night. How about that opening track on this one, which of course is A Whole Lot of Woman? Woo! You gotta listen to that one. Maybe I'll do a little bit of a needle drop. That's right, I might even do this on A Whole Lot of Woman. Just the intro of that is pure Axelrod. Just blazing horns. But of course, this is not, your deep down gritty funk. This is very much Lou Rawls in sort of a jazzy style, but there's a great stuff. Of course, one of my favorite songs of all time is on this. Love Is a Hurtin' Thing. Oh, you can feel the pain on that dog. But, love it. Lou looking fantastic on the cover. It's all in red. You can pick this up for easily under 10 bones, pretty much everywhere you go. Lou Rawls records are out there, friends. A lot of people bought them, and then a lot of people sold them and or died. But let's not talk about that. Let's talk about soul. And again, this, of course, is my Saturday night record from 1966, Solon, Lou Rawls.
I got a rockin' tail and rocks, a rubber ball that rolls, but it takes a whole lot of woman, yeah, satisfy my soul, satisfy my soul.
So let's talk about next. We're showing a Sunday record, and favorite, easily my favorite sort of dudes group, male vocal group from the 1970s, the Shy-Lights. Of course, this particular plane is piloted by Eugene Record. Really, just writer, producer, singer. I think he did lead on most of the tracks on this, and of course the album the year before, which of course is For God's Sake, We Got to Give More Power to the People. That's a message I believe we could all do a taste with right now. But this is sort of like the slower side of it. But you know what? A great kind of peaceful record, A Lonely Man, of course, featuring Oh Girl, which of course was their biggest hit. I believe it was bigger than Have You Seen Her? But anyway, really good record. In star form on the rear of the record. Really good stuff. Of course, all sort of classic stuff on the Brunswick label. I'm not sure. I think this one is actually streamable. It's hard to say with Brunswick because Brunswick went out of business. Some of their stuff is streamable, some of it is not. But Shy Light's A Lonely Man, what a fantastic Sunday record. Real chill, kind of, in my opinion, definitely, if not the best Shy Lights album, then possibly the second best. Again, for God's sake, got to give more power to the people. Ooh, that's a banger all the way through. But this one is sort of the softer side of the Shy Lights. And still think best male vocal group of the 70s. Temptations aside, of course. I mean, we're talking about Whitfield, the Whitfield. But hard to beat Eugene record and the Shy Lights on this one. A Lonely Man. This is from maybe 72, maybe. I think it's 72. My Sunday record. The Soul vinyl tag of 2025. Again, John 6-inch Penis, thank you again. The Soul cover version. Oh, yeah, that's right. Now, we're talking about Aretha here, and here's the thing about Aretha is that she does so many Soul cover versions that in which the thing is when Aretha goes out to sing a song, she doesn't go out to sing a song, she goes out to own that song, to enslave that song, to ensure that everyone else who sings that song is like, why bother? Why? I don't see a point. And she does that again on here. And she does that, actually, this is obviously a key part of her. This is from 68. Aretha Now. I actually have this up on my wall. A lot of words on the back. But you know what? For me, that song has got to be a bit of a Baccarat David classic in I Say a Little Prayer. Ooh, absolutely slays it. The thing is, if you buy any album from about 67 to 72 from Aretha, you're going to hear covers, and then you're going to wonder why the artists who originally wrote it even bothered, after that. They're like, oh, okay, we'll never perform it again, because Aretha just slays so hard. And again, I Say a Little Prayer, with all due respect to Dionne Warwick, Bacharach and David's, of course, their muse, doesn't really hold a candle to this banger. Absolute classic. I Say a Little Prayer, but again, I could have picked literally any album in that 67 to 72 period and picked any cover. There were very few covers that Aretha just didn't come out and absolutely blow the doors off of. And but in this case, gotta choose I Say a Little Prayer from Aretha Now from 68. Good one. This one was a really tough one for me, actually. This one, of course, is show a record that is a soundtrack to a car chase. Now, because that's the thing is I don't have a lot of that real hard funk, and it would have been easy to go with Isaac Hayes. I don't have any of his soundtracks, but I mean, I was gonna say Shaft because Shaft is like the whole thing. Shaft alone could be a car chase. But for this one, I'm gonna go deep into the stacks. One of the gentlemen who I've tagged on this, VC legend Harris Pilton, often talks about having hot jams on 12, that being a 12-inch. And of course, this is from 79. This is on 12-inch. This is Chuck Brown and the Soul Searchers. I believe they're from Washington, D.C. They, of course, are Bustin' Loose. 741 on the front. That's part one. And then what's on the back? Is it a chill B-side? No. How about Chuck Brown comes out with Bustin' Loose part two? Now, I know what you're thinking. That's a whole lot of bustin'. But much like our good friend, Ray Parker Jr., apparently with Chuck Brown and the Soul Searchers, bustin' makes him feel good. And you know what? Hey, makes me feel good too when I'm hearing this. This is a funky song. If you know much hip hop or R&B from sort of the later 90s up until now period, I'm sure this has been sampled to death. I know it has. I don't know what those songs are. But again, it's a banger. Chuck Jackson, Bustin' Loose. Bustin' makes him feel good. Woo, love it. This one appears to be on the Source label. I don't know, but got this on 12. That's, if you wanted to get crazy, 17 minutes of Bustin' Loose, which I guess, I'm not a bustin'-based economist, but I'm going to say that's a whole lot of bustin', friends. Whole lot of bustin'. And I believe I may have said the word bustin' at least 44 times in the past 2 minutes. But anyway, whatever the case, Chuck Brown and the Soul Searchers, this is a song that could be a soundtrack to a car chase. So I'm going to go with that. let's go with a shore record of an artist that looks too cool. Well, you know, there are men artists and then there are lady artists. And how about Betty Wright? Woo! Betty looking banging, fantastic dress. Oh, looks great on the back too. But I mean, Betty's in a sexy pose on side one on 1975's Danger High Voltage. It's because Betty's electric, friends. She's electric. It's a great album, actually. One of her best. Of course, in my opinion, her best is I Love the Way You Love from, I believe it's 72. But this is, hell of a follow-up. And this has got Where Is the Love, which was kind of her big hit. But yeah, Betty Wright looking cool as hell. And then for the male contingent, oh, how about the king of cool? How about Johnny Bristol? How about this, of course, is your classic, Bristol's Cream. That's right. Hey, but you know, if you know the channel, if you watched me before, you know that I believe, and I believe many others are saying, this is what they're saying, that white suits, they're the new black tuxedo, friends. And oh, look at this gentleman, looking good. That he's got that broad 1976, I'm gonna say 1977 collar happening. Look how cool this guy is. You want to know how cool this guy is? Yep. Oh, he's got a lady on the back who's like, "Oh, you look cool. Come and have a bath." And he's like, "Lady, I just put on my suit." No. Let's be real. Johnny needs to take a bath. As cool as he looks in his white suit. But again, Bristol's Cream, I believe it's from like 77. This is a great album. Anything from Johnny Bristol from his debut, which of course he had his big hit, Hang On In There, Baby, from what, 73, 74. Anything up until 80, 82, which is kind of almost the extent of his career. What was great about Johnny Bristol is not only is he a singer, but he's also a producer. So I'm going to say kind of at times Barry White-ish vibes, but very underrated guy. And I mean, the white suit, come on. And then the lady, the lady likes the white suit. We all should, let's be fair. So an artist who looks cool, we had Johnny Bristol, and of course Betty Wright. Number 6, a show record that features a good horn section. You know what? What a great excuse to show a recent acquisition. Get on the good foot from, I believe this is 72 or 73, James Brown. I know you're thinking, that also looks cool. Admittedly, could have used this for that. But, you want to talk about horn sections? Horny Horns by my man, James Brown. Of course, he's the godfather of funk, absolute master. And you know those horns are going to be hot because, of course, it is James Brown. He was kind of relentless, a bit of a ringmaster. If you didn't play how he wanted you to play, you out. See you later. But also, look at this. This is pretty cool, too. That's what I like. This one I picked up for about $20-ish, and this is like one of those re-releases on the old 180-gram vinyl and stuff. But check this out. I mean, you know, come on. Oh, really? Oh, look at that. That's fantastic. Oh, beautiful. And then on the inside, what do you got? You got a lot of cool shots of the man himself just getting down. So, yeah, really good record, too. I've been listening to this one. This, of course, is a double album and does feature some of the re-recordings of his early songs on the King label because, of course, I'd imagine he probably didn't have full permissions on those. And he's just like, well, let's just re-record some of the early jams with my hot new band. And, they're sounding good, but so is the horn section. So, James Brown, get on the good foot. It's only my second James Brown LP, actually. But, I got this one, and, very, very excellent choice. You know what? How about show a soul record by a white artist, also known as Blue Eyed Soul? You know what? A few artists certainly that I could have. I mean, certainly Van Morrison is legendary. I do have the debut, I believe, from Hall & Oates. But you know what? I just wanted to go with somebody who I just don't hear about, who don't get any respect, to the point that I went on Wikipedia and looked up Blue Eyed Soul. These guys aren't even there. And I'm like, well then what exactly is Delaney and Bonnie, friends? Delaney and Bonnie is absolute, the bluest of Blue Eyed Soul, but gospel vibes all over this. This, of course, is their last LP from 1972. D&B together, some classics on here, and cool ass couple. This, of course, would be the last album they recorded before they basically broke up, both as a band and as a married couple. Really fantastic stuff. Obviously, there is the Eric Clapton connection with them. This is a really great record. And, you know, frankly, there are only, I think, 4 to 5 albums, including the live album with Eric Clapton. by Delaney and Bonnie. And like I say, this is either my favorite or my second favorite, but this is totally worthy of a pickup. And that's the thing, these guys just don't get the respect. You can pick this record up all day for under 15, often under 10. But yeah, it's a really, really good one. On the Columbia label, Delaney and Bonnie, D&B together, 72. Recommend a soul record to a friend who knows nothing about soul music. I don't know. I know my channel pretty well, and I can say I bet there are some people viewing right now who are like, soul music, what the? If you manage to stick around, and you may already be gone, but if you're still here, you got to go to the master. You got to go to the master. Recommend a soul record to a friend who knows nothing about soul. This is it. This is it. The Otis Blue, probably around 65, 66. Just classic Otis. You want to talk about horn sections. You want to talk about the Stax band. Really, Otis was kind of the king of Stax and really kind of the king of soul. There's nothing like him. I'm not sure there will ever be anything like him. The voice is just absolutely outstanding. And so Otis Blue, Old Man Trouble, Respect. Of course, he wrote the Aretha classic. Then he probably got pounds and pounds of money when she released it. You got Shake, Rock Me Baby. Oh, You Don't Miss Your Water. Almost anything Otis Redding you could listen to and give to somebody who's never heard soul. And if their socks are not blown completely off their body, well, I don't know what to say. Soul is not for them. And also, they should feel sad. I'm just kidding. That's fine. It's a personal taste thing. But to be fair, yeah, if you don't like Otis Redding, what you doing? Do you even like music? All right, that's calm down, Danger. I'm calm. But anyway, Otis Redding, Otis Blue. Otis Redding sings soul from 65.
Somehow I thought I was still able to try to carry on. It's been long time coming, but I know a change is gonna come. Oh, yes, indeed.
And of course, if you're a viewer of the channel, you know that I'm always looking for an opportunity to rep my man. Oh, how about Willie Hutch? How about Fully Exposed from 73? In my opinion, his best album from the 70s. I have to go, of course, the Soul Portrait from 69 to say that is kind of his most consistent. But in terms of his 70s albums, this is absolute banger. And, we're looking for a soul record that's been sampled. I got to go with Tell Me Why Has Our Love Gone Cold, which was, of course, sampled by the 3-6 Mafia for I Gotta Stay Fly. From, I believe it was around the early 2000s. Again, I am going to throw down some needle drops once in a while. I'm not going to go all John 6-inch pianist on this because, needle drops are not necessarily my thing, but I'm going to say, this is such a great record. And also, 3-6 Mafia, also a great record. But Willie Hutch, that's the thing. Most people don't know who the heck he is, but they've certainly heard his music because, wow, you want to talk about being sampled to death. This is a gentleman who did not sell a lot of records, criminally under promoted by Motown, but realistically, his music was brought back. And at the end of his career, of course, Willie, great guitarist as well. But yeah, Tell Me Why Has Our Love Gone Cold, sampled, and actually not only just on that jam, it's sampled on a ton of different rap jams. So I'm going to Willie Hutch because I can't do a soul video and not represent my man, Willie Hutch, or William Hutchinson, as nobody knows him. Let's go to show a record with Sweet Harmonies, discovery in the past year. How about the Independents? 2 albums between, I believe, 72 and 73. Then they gone. But wow, what they left behind was just absolute magic. Sort of sweet soul, fantastic harmonies. Chuck Jackson, of course, Chuck right here. We have the crew on the back. And I believe they added a singer for the second album. But this album is great. This is practically a greatest hits. That second album is also really good. But if ever you see the Independents, this is such a great record. And particularly, I'd say a king on this one would be Leaving Me, but Didn't Hear Nobody Say It. Oh, so many good ones. And you want harmonies all over this record. And really, Chuck Jackson, not entirely sure why he didn't. I'm sure he did some production and stuff after that, but the Independents should have kept going. So good. But This is my album with great harmonies, but again, I would go with probably Leaving Here is the big banger on this one. Okay, we got two more. Oh, I thought we were closing out. We're not closing out. Okay, so little caveat on this one. Show a modern soul record. Now, here's the thing. I don't have a lot of modern records. They're expensive. Craig Danger's cheap. He doesn't like to buy records that expensive. Now, first off, I'll talk about one that I don't have, but I would like to have on hard copy, on album, but I've got it on compact disc and I've got it whatever, is Miguel with Kaleidoscope Dream. I'm going to say like 2011, 2012, maybe 2010. Ooh, fantastic record. If you like Prince, if you like Prince, man, you'll love Miguel. Really fantastic stuff. That's one of those records that, you know, again, with modern music, because it's so digital, I'm like, vinyl, who knows? But also, you know, you're talking about $40 a record. But, of course, I'm going to call on To Another, actually, from 2022. I saw these guys in LA. It was the fateful trip in which Craig, the vinyl record player, turned into Craig Danger, vinyl record player, and I met these gentlemen actually at the hotel I was staying at the Ace Hotel. Met them in the pool. They were talking smack about the In-N-Out fries, and I was like, "You European gentlemen, why are you talking smack about those In-N-Out fries?" Kidding. No, they are trash. Worst fries you can get. I mean, what are they doing? Delicious food, though, In-N-Out. It's kind of a California classic. But, ooh, fun record. Went to see them later that night at the El Rey in Los Angeles. And you know what? Ooh, I knew they were going to be good because there was, like, older black folks in the place. Like, you know, older gentlemen in their 60s and with their wives and stuff. And I'm like, oh, something's going to be funky. Also, a lot of gay dudes. Hey-o! Also cool. And then, of course, women. The women was, these are young, handsome men, and very sort of funky, but sort of smooth. You can tell they've heard a Marvin Gaye record or two in their life. And yeah, really fun. This is actually on sort of banana yellow vinyl. I bought this right after the show. They're just fantastic in person. So if you do get an opportunity to see To Another live, oh, absolutely check them out. They're absolutely funky, and their fans are ridiculous. It was a moist room. I'm just gonna say a very moist room. Anyway, that's my modern soul. And for the last one, let's pick a soul record for the pub jukebox. One that we're gonna jam out and close it out with. And you know what? I'm gonna go with the title track from 71's Where Did Our Love Go? Donnie Elbert. Donnie Elbert, not well known, and in fact, one of the gentlemen that I'm going to tag on this video, Vinyl Monkey, actually, he kind of introduced me to Donnie Elbert. You know what? I've been hooked ever since. Real kind of falsetto vibes, but very talented guy, songwriter, singer, also guitarist. So I have another album by him that, you know, there's a few sort of instrumental guitar jams. He's really good. But yeah, this album really kind of took me by storm, and his version of Where Did Our Love Go? What a great way to end an evening. Kind of, you know, you're at a pub. It's just kind of got that light sort of bouncy vibe to it. But again, Donnie Elbert, you see any of his records, absolutely pick it up. And it's not going to be expensive. It's just, they're not very common, and people are like, Donnie who? Donnie who? But wow, Donnie Elbert, really, really legendary stuff. And yeah, that ends the Soul Vinyl Tag. I'm not sure if you're still around, but if you are, hey, like, subscribe. Again, this is not a soul-only channel, but, you know, I mean, I love the soul music. If I can get the opportunity to talk about it, you know, I'm going to do it. And thanks also to John 6-Inch Pianist for kind of ripping this tag. And, yeah, like I say, if you happen to be tagged in this video, hey, we need to see you do a video too, people. But otherwise, yeah, that'll be Craig Danger's entry into the Soul Tag 2025. And you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to see you on the next one.